Hey guys, today I want to share with you some things that I only own one of. As a lot of you guys know, I have been living a fairly minimalist lifestyle over the course of the past few years now, and over that period of time I have kind of brought down the number of things in my life to the point where some items that many people own multiples of, I only have a single item version copy of that thing. So today I want to share some of those items that I only own one of to hopefully give you some inspiration of ways that you might be able to live with less. Before we get into this, I did just want to shout out Sarah Therese, who inspired this video. Go ahead and check out her video after you watch this one. But these are some things that I only own one of. And let's get started with item number one, and that is a brush and comb. I have one brush and one comb. Honestly, I've actually been considering decluttering this brush because I don't really brush my hair all that often. However, my comb is something that I use on a daily basis. The thing is though, I only really need one. I know a lot of people who will own multiple brushes and combs because they find themselves constantly to be misplacing those items. But what I've personally found is that if I only have one comb to be able to do my hair with, I'm a lot better at keeping track of that comb, and it doesn't tend to go missing on me because I tend to remember better where I placed it. I find that's one of the biggest benefits of not owning multiples of an item, is that it ends up being a lot easier to keep track of that item in the end, which seems a bit counterintuitive, but I firmly believe and have personally experienced that when we only own one of an item, we tend to keep better track of that item because we remember where it's placed. And let's be honest, it's much easier for our brains to remember where one item is as opposed to 5. So one brush, one comb, that's really all I need, and to be honest, I might be able to get rid of this guy even. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and talk about computers. I have one computer. I do not have a tablet. I don't have a desktop computer. I just have my laptop and am able to do everything that I need on here. This is a MacBook Pro. All the information that I need is stored here, and I love that this computer is not only small enough to be able to be packed up anywhere. It's only a 13-inch computer, so it does not take up much space. It's only a little bit larger than a tablet, but it has so much more powerful of an operating system, so I can actually get all of the work I need to accomplish on this thing. On top of that, I also love that it can connect to a second monitor if need be, so that if I'm working on a few projects that maybe require larger screens, I can access that. But I love the fact that this is not only a very portable and slim computer, so it's easy to take wherever I travel, but it also has the guts to be able to do everything that I need it to. So really, this is the perfect computer for me. It does everything I need it to, so I don't need to worry about owning a laptop, a tablet, a desktop computer. Something else that I only own one of is perfume, and I love the C scent by Giorgio Armani. And while I know a lot of people who have their little collection of perfumes for different smells for different occasions or different moods, what I've come to find is I really prefer just being able to throw one scent on, a scent that I love that always suits me, and I love being able to just kind of have that as a go-to that I don't need to think about. It's one less decision that I need to make. It's also several less items that I need to own. So yes, I like to smell nice and will often put on perfume before I go out the door, but owning multiple perfumes simply just is not for me. I don't want the clutter that having lots of perfumes that I'm not using frequently will use. That, and I've already found my perfect perfume. And so what's the need for having a different one? Okay, next up, running shoes is something that I have a lot of friends and know a lot of people who will literally own 5+ different pairs of running shoes. But for me personally, I choose only to own one pair. And there's a few reasons for this. First off, I really like being able to get the full use of a shoe. And I feel like in order to do that, only owning one so that you're using it more frequently is a great way of being able to do that. In addition to that, I think that because I picked such a basic, classic, and neutrally colored pair of shoes, there's no problems with me feeling like they don't fit what I'm wearing, or I need to wear a different pair of shoes to match some sort of, you know, workout outfit that I have. On top of that, they're just very versatile in the sense that they're made for being able to work out in a gym, and you can also go running or hiking in them. They're just a very versatile pair of shoes. These are from Nike, and I've had them for about 4 years now, so they definitely have lasted me a long time, and they've served me well for years. So for me, there's no reason to invest in multiple pairs of running shoes. Find a pair that works for you, that fits your lifestyle and your needs, and wear them until you wear them out. Okay, another item that I only own one of is this beautiful watch. This is by the brand Nordgreen, and I love this watch because it is simple, minimal, it has a really gorgeous classic design to it, so it means that, once again, I can wear this item for years and I'm simply just not going to need another watch. But on top of the classic design, one of the things that I love most about this watch is, even though it is a single watch, I can switch up its appearance because I have a few different bands that I can switch it out with, so that if I do want to coordinate it based on a certain outfit, whether I want to give myself a brown band or a white one or a classy gold one, I can switch it out to fit those different styles if I want to. So this is what it looks like on, and it's just very simple, very elegant, very functional. It's one of those items that you can just add to whatever outfit you're wearing, just for that extra little touch of making an outfit feel more complete. So yeah, I just generally love that concept of one item that is useful in multiple different situations, and with this watch I really only need to own one. Okay, so next let's talk about face care. I own one moisturizer. This is the Acure Brightening Day Cream. I only own one moisturizer. I don't own an eye cream. I don't own a night cream, day cream, soft cream, cleansers, exfoliators. There are so many different products that you can get to be able to take care of your skin, but I find that personally a washcloth and water and moisturizer works best for my skin. So I have kind of decreased the amount of products I use on my face a lot in the past few years. It's actually kind of funny because once I started cutting down on the amount of products I was using on my face, I actually found my skin clearing up. So definitely have loved just using one moisturizer. It makes my skincare routine super simple, super quick, super easy. It's a very minimal solution and one that I have really loved. I own one pair of sweatpants. Once again, I know a lot of people who probably own 10 plus pairs of sweatpants, and for me, I have a very high quality pair of sweatpants. These are from the brand Roots Canada, so they are designed to last for years. They're not cheap. They are really high quality and extremely comfortable. But for me personally, I love being able to, even when I'm just sitting around my house, working from home, I like to be able to look presentable, even if that just means I'm wearing a sweater and leggings like I am now. But because of that, I don't wear sweatpants that often, really just for sleeping, and maybe after hours, once I've finished up work for the day, I might change into them to watch a movie or something like that. But because I'm not in sweatpants that regularly, there's no point for me personally in owning more than one pair. Okay, let's talk about suitcases. When Christopher and I first got married, we had our little weekender bag, we had our carry-on suitcase, and this massive, gigantic checked bag. And what we have come to discover is, since simplifying our lives, we came to the determination that we really don't need all of those different kinds, shapes, and sizes of suitcases. I can travel for 3 days in a carry-on suitcase, and I can travel for a month in a carry-on suitcase, and I've done both of them. And so as we kind of began to travel more and determined what kind of luggage situation actually suited our lives, our lifestyles, our needs most, we just kind of realized that, oh wait, we don't actually need the super small and the super large suitcases. Let's just have one good, suitable suitcase for pretty much any occasion. So we sold or gave away our other suitcases and have really happily, for the past year or so, been living with just one carry-on suitcase each. So personally, I just have one, and it's something that's really functional, it really fits our lifestyle, and we have just really gotten a lot of value from. Okay, another item that we only own one of, and I definitely plan to keep it this way, is we own one TV. And I definitely do enjoy watching a TV show or movie every once in a while. It's a very fun way, especially when you're watching it with others, to be able to connect, to relax, to enjoy something together. So I definitely do enjoy having a TV in the house. But that being said, I think it can be really dangerous once we start putting TVs everywhere in our lives. So for Christopher and I, we've chosen to own one TV. We keep it in the living room, out of the bedroom, out of the closet. I recently found out some people have TVs in their closets, which is ridiculous. Not the point, but anyways, owning one TV really does allow us to, I think, approach our TV watching a lot more intentionally. We're not sitting in the bedroom flicking it on before bed. We're able to choose intentionally to watch something and then turn the TV off after we stopped watching it. Like I said, TV can definitely be a great thing, but there's a lot of dangers to it too. So only owning one TV I think really helps us to be a lot more intentional about the way that we're using it. Let's talk about another one. I'm just going to use the general category of makeup because I don't want to go through exactly what items I only have one of, but let's just generally say I only own one of each category of makeup. For example, I own one BB cream, I own one concealer pen, I own one eyeshadow palette. You guys kind of get the idea. By only owning one of each makeup item, it allows me to really easily be able to get ready in the morning because I'm not making a ton of decisions. On top of that, I'm not bringing a ton of clutter into my life by owning makeup items that I'm rarely, if ever, using. And I think that over the years, I really have found a signature makeup look, if you will. I basically do the exact same thing to get ready in the morning and have a couple of things that I know that I like to do to spice up my makeup look if I'm ever in the mood. So I've really loved switching from owning a ton of makeup to only owning one of each item because it saves me time, it saves me money, it prevents decision fatigue for me, especially early in the morning when my brain isn't really working. Overall, I've really gotten a lot of value from really just simplifying what I own, deciding to own only one, and it really does make getting ready in the morning a whole lot easier if you don't have all of those products to choose from. Next up, I only own one pair of sunglasses, and this is a pair of J. Crew sunglasses that I got at a thrift store. I think 2 years ago. I found them. They were probably $20 even buying them used, but they're really high quality. I love the tortoiseshell print of them. And because I only own one of them, like I was kind of talking about with my comb and brush, only owning one really makes it easier to find that one item. So rather than owning several pairs of sunglasses that were cheap, they were bought from Target or the dollar store that would really quickly get lost on me or break, only owning one pair of a higher quality pair of sunglasses has really made me a lot more conscious of where they are. I don't find that I lose them as much, and I've also found them to be a lot more durable than some of the other pairs I've owned in the past. And once again, because of the neutral color and pretty simple classic look, they go with almost anything that I could want to wear them with. And so they're just a really functional item to own one of, but something that I've really just decided that I don't need to own more than one of. Next up, this one might come as a bit of a surprise to some of you, but Christopher and I only own one car. And when we got married, we actually each brought a car into our marriage. So at one point we did have 2 cars, but since moving to Charlotte and both of us beginning to work from home, we decided, hey, we don't actually need a second car. Yes, there have been a handful of times over the course of the past 2 years where it's been slightly inconvenient and I've had to take an Uber somewhere. But in the long run, not only has going down to one car saved us a ton of money because we're not paying for insurance, repairs, anything like that on that second car, but I think it's also encouraged us to live a healthier lifestyle. I'll often go ahead and walk to groceries because they're nearby, or even decide to walk to a coffee shop if I'm feeling like working from somewhere else. I know that in some countries and cities, owning a car isn't a really common thing, but definitely here in Charlotte, pretty much any couple owns 2 cars. But for Christopher and I, we realized that it's just not something that we personally need, and we're content and happy to live with only one. Next up, let's call this category kitchen utensils, and it might include things like cheese graters, potato peelers, scissors. And I know a lot of people who'll own multiple different colors of different kitchen utensils, whether that's salad tongs or they'll own several different pairs of scissors because they feel like they're always losing their current ones. Whatever the reason, it's definitely true that a lot of people will have multiple different copies of certain kitchen utensils. But for me personally, I found that it's easiest and most simple only to own one of each of those different kinds of kitchen utensils. Yes, I definitely think it's good to own at least one of some of the basic kitchen utensils so that you can cook healthy meals at home. But that being said, owning more than one of each of those items can for many people be excessive. I find that utensils are meant to serve a simple, practical purpose, and that owning multiple of different kitchen utensils really doesn't serve that practicality. They just kind of end up being extra clutter for me that never ends up being used. So only owning one kitchen utensil has definitely been something that makes cooking a lot easier. It's easier to find any items that I need. And I think that when it comes to things like cooking, taking a bit more of a utilitarian approach can definitely be a good one. Okay, and let's talk about a final item that I only own one of, and this is a pair of dress pants. As many of you guys know, I do work from home, and so although I do go on the occasional business trip where these come in handy, or sometimes have other events where I need to get dressed up for it, dressing up and having a work wardrobe isn't necessarily something that I find myself needing on a daily basis. And so for me, it makes no practical sense to own more really than one pair of dress pants. Yes, they definitely come in handy occasionally, and so it's good to have one for me. But by having a simple plain pair of black dress pants, I can wear them on work trips a few days in a row, mix it up with different tops, shoes, whatever, and be able to easily get by. While I fully understand that if you work in a professional office, owning more than one pair of dress pants is kind of a necessity, for me personally, it's a simple and practical decision for me to make to only own one pair. Yes, they definitely get used, but they don't get used enough for me to justify having more than one pair. Well guys, those are some items that I only own one of. Of course, there are definitely more, but this was just kind of a few items that I wanted to share with you guys to hopefully give you some inspiration on ways that maybe you can get by with less than you have now, or simply just because it's fun sometimes to see what people own and what they find value in. I know that's something I enjoy, learning about other people personally. Don't know why, but it's definitely fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I would love it if you would comment down below what's an item that maybe many people own lots of but you only own one of. Leave that in the comments below. I think there will probably be some really fun answers to this one, so definitely interested to read your comments. And also, if you guys are here for the first time, hi, my name is Ashlynne, and I make videos every week on this channel about minimalism and intentional living. So be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you are interested. I would love to have you here. And of course, thank you again to Sarah Therese for inspiring this video. I'll have the video that she made linked down below. Definitely be sure to check it out. It was a great one. That's everything I have for you today though, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.